Welcome to the Business and Beards podcast, spotlighting Miami County businesses. You bring your business and we'll provide the beards. Hello and welcome to the Business Beards podcast. I'm joined with my co-host as always, Buddy, and I'm Parker, and today we have Samantha and Josh Randle. Thanks guys for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. So hey, you guys are doing a little bit of everything. We definitely want to hear a little bit more about what all you guys have to offer, because you guys are Lewisburg, definitely business owners and things like that, but you've got a lot going on across Miami County. Would you guys want to dive into that?
Absolutely.
Why don't we start with your Florida business, what it's called, right? So why don't we start with that, because I know you've kind of been doing that, I think, the longest, right?
Yep, Randle floor covering 26 years.
Wow.
We cover the gamut of things. You know, we do new construction homes, mainly custom tile showers, make people's magazine dreams come true.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So now, did your dad do that to get you into it, your uncle, or did you just start it kind of new and start learning the trade from a stranger?
No, I learned the trade from an absolute stranger.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I met the guy at a tire shop, believe it or not, and he trained me for a few years, trained me well, and over the years I've just, further and further and further.
Made some mistakes that I don't make anymore now, right?
That too. Yeah, that too. But every class that was around, I took it. Every opportunity, I took it, and I just grew over the years. So
That's awesome.
That's perfect. That's really cool. So are you predominantly focused on bathrooms, custom bathrooms, things like that, or do you have something you enjoy to do more than a bathroom?
I've narrowed it down to bathrooms because that's what I do enjoy the most.
Okay.
I don't mind looking at any project. I do all types of flooring. I still do a lot of the now very popular LVP, and do a lot of commercial work now and then. But I do enjoy building custom bathrooms. I do enjoy the wow factor.
What I found is most of the people who are pretty good with their hands at one thing can kind of do a little bit of other. So
Yeah, exactly.
I knew your specialty wasn't drywall when I called you the
Yeah,
other day.
exactly.
I was like, he's got to be handy enough. I don't know
Yeah.
many people. I'm going to call him. Can you help me? So,
Unfortunately, I'm very good at it. I don't love to admit that.
yeah.
It's one of his least favorites.
Yeah.
It is annoying, and it's and unfortunately I'm not good at anything. So I work in an office for a reason. So I can do a little bit, mostly destroy things, but I did not inherit the creative or constructive gene. That's for sure.
That's okay. So that's what we're here for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why you get paid. So that's
So
awesome.
are you the design behind it, or are you usually taking photos for inspiration and going from there, or how does that work for you?
Some people have their own designer,
Okay.
and they bring things like that to me. I love to design things myself. For over 26 years, I've kind of picked up what works and what doesn't. I'm pretty good at following trends. I've become better after a few letting people make their mistakes of saying, you probably don't want to do that, and steering people in the right direction. But I can typically, if somebody has a vision of what they're looking for, I can typically help them
Gotcha. That's totally
pull that out and bring it to life.
Now you guys are both business owners at this point, right? So when did you get started in your business? Maybe talk a little bit about why you got into it as well, and kind of paired it. How do you guys maybe work out your schedule from being so stinking busy with everything now that you've kind of taken on your venture?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those things where you have to work together as a team when you're both business owners to make sure the schedule fits. But I worked corporate American Family for, 12 years probably on the leadership side of things. And then COVID hit. And when they put me at home in my home office with my kids and everything for 8 hours a day, I was like, yikes, I'm not sure I like this very much. And I wanted to have a greater impact on the communities in which I was living and serving. And so with that, I started talking with Josh and I need to do something different. My background is in elementary education as well.
Awesome.
So I used to be a school teacher before that. So I know educating people is something that I do like to do. And when I left corporate American Family, I opened a scratch agency. So I did not have any policies at all. Mind you, we're still mid-COVID, so I opened in 2021.
Yep.
But the goal was to educate and inspire people. My philosophy is as long as I've educated you and I've made you aware of what you have and what you need, your job is to tell me what it is you need from that point on.
Perfect.
And so I've been doing it now for close to 4 years in Lewisburg here, and then also in Spring Hill. And I really do love what I do. I like being in the communities and having an impact in the communities. I tend to try to support locally schools, things like that with the kids, just with my background with education.
Definitely.
I love anything to help the kids out is really good. And like you said, schedule-wise, it's definitely something. I mean, we still have kids at home. You know, our youngest is 13, and so she's a little self-sufficient sometimes. But definitely things where, you know, who's going to take her to school, who's going to pick her up from school, that sort of thing. And it's pretty easy. I mean, as long as you communicate, the key to everything is communication. As long as you do that, I think it's pretty easy to figure out that schedule.
Now, how did you start swinging both offices from the very beginning? Did you open one versus the other, or both open at the same time? What was the mindset behind kind of getting jump started in both communities?
So when I first started, the retired agent, who's now retired, was still active. So he was still in the communities and did not want people to know that he was retiring. So when I originally opened, I was primarily in Spring Hill for about a month or so. And then when I realized that this office was going to kind of be let go, I thought, I don't know if I want to do that so much. So I actually spent most of my time, the first 7 to 8 months, down here in Lewisburg.
Oh, okay.
So I took over this office right away, just started hitting the pavement, you know, knocking on doors, talking to people, building my network that way. And then when he retired in March of 2022, April of 2022.
Retired? Because he sounds busier than that.
Not him. Not him. But when the other
Okay.
agent retired, he was retiring in April of 2022, and so I hired my daughter, our oldest daughter, who is 22 now, but she was 19 at the time, and she said, "Mom, I think I want to work for you." And I thought, I don't know how that's going to go, but we will see.
Well, it seems to be going good. She answers the phone every time I call, and
she's
awesome.
great. Yeah, she's awesome. The clients love her. So I was able to hire her in March, which was about a month prior to the agent retiring. And so when he fully retired, I bought the building in Spring Hill, and so now we both just operate out of each office. I'm primarily down here in Lewisburg. She stays up in Spring Hill, but that's been able to work for us just to manage both offices.
Now, did you get a little bit of clientele when you retired, or
When
did
he
you
retired,
still stay
yes.
scratch?
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
awesome.
when he retired, I took over his book of
That's
business, and
fantastic.
so I did get some clientele at that point.
Yeah.
And so, which is really what led me to keep the office here in Lewisburg. Is
Yeah.
the two offices are completely different clientele, and I love them both, but definitely more rural down here, and that's kind of how I grew up. So I love to interact with the clients. And
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's good.
That's awesome. Well, that's very cool. And now you guys also, you got the farm situation going on. You guys had the horse at the Christmas event. It was all pretty up, and
That was so
you
much
took some
fun.
photos. It was amazing. My kids loved it. They couldn't quit talking about it. And so, how does that kind of differ now that you kind of get in the farm? Have you guys always been farmers, or is that something you guys have newly taken on?
No, we love rural, which is I think part of the reason she's drawn to the smaller towns in running our businesses, and me as well. We both grew up, small town. I grew up working on a farm.
I grew up country. I lived in the country most of my time.
Yeah.
I grew up helping other farmers work cattle, throwing hay, typical high school stuff in a small town. But no, we happened to cross an acreage, which is just across the line of Miami and Johnson County, just outside of Spring Hill, like a quarter mile. Yeah. So yeah, we're outside of jurisdiction. But we happened to cross that, and truthfully, it starts with chickens, right? You get a couple of chickens.
Sourdough
and
bread.
then just
Chicken
yes.
Yes.
I
Chicken
like
mac.
two baked
Yes.
flour bread. It's a sickness,
Yeah.
and it's truly become what our passion is. We love our businesses. We love getting to interact with the people and help people, and we also love to go home to our farm. And it just kind of spread. It went from chickens to goats. Now we have the horses, and boy, we've learned a lot.
I can only imagine.
Cows are coming.
It's been
Oh,
cows are coming, and it's been about a 5 going on 6 year journey
Yeah.
now that I think you could call us farmers at this point. Yeah,
So did it
Homesteaders, maybe?
homesteaders
Yeah.
is probably a better term.
So was the goal something where it was COVID and you guys wanted to get some acreage, or was it before that as you guys dove down into this? Because
It's a long
Homesteading's a
story, but none of that. We didn't ask for, nor did we want it. at the time, we got a call out of the blue of somebody looking to sell an acreage that said, I heard you're looking to buy an acreage, and we were not. And I don't know how it happened, but we went out at night to look at this beautiful property, and the stars were bright, and the air was crisp, and the city noise was gone, and that was home.
Yeah, that's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly, country living is a different story. We've always wanted to live in the country, but it just hasn't happened yet. And I'm not sure that, you know, we would survive at the beginning. It'd take a lot of hard work, you know?
It does. It takes a lot of hours and a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication. And I'm not going to say there haven't been a few times where we went, what are we doing?
Yes.
You know?
We've lost our mind.
Yeah.
Most of the business owners I know have, so
Yeah.
it's all right.
You're right.
I completely understand the farm living life. A person that has some acreage of my own, that's definitely a whole nother animal literally to get into. Or several at that point.
Yeah.
So, you started with chickens. Did you jump in as many chickens as you have now? Or did you guys start small scale?
No, we jumped in. We had probably 20 to 30 chickens, and then we
Yeah.
decided we wanted to raise Cornish hens and butcher them ourselves, which
That was fun.
it was
That was-
interesting.
That's the thing.
Something.
It was
Yeah.
interesting.
That was something.
And then from chickens, you know, living in the country, predators, things like that, we definitely had to go through the learning curve of getting the coop right, making sure that it's secure and that we wouldn't lose anymore. So we did our whole gamut of that then eventually led into, oh, there's some goats for sale. You know? So, and we went to get one and we came home with 3, and then we went to go
Then we
get
did that
another
again.
one and we came home
Yeah.
with 4, and so we ended up with 7 before we knew it, and we were like, what in the world happened?
Yeah.
I can draw a lot of parallels.
Now, are you guys planning on doing anything with like goat milk? What do you plan on doing with the goats?
We love them.
We love them. Yes, there are pets. We've bred quite a few. We're down to just 2 that were our originals. They were our bottle babies that we fed from this big, and we kind of tried to get away from it. We decided this year that we would have one more round of babies, which were just born 3 days ago.
Which is insane.
2 days ago.
2 days
2 days ago.
Holy
Yeah.
cow. And I know I text you about working out, and you're like, I'm like, yeah, we usually go about 5:30. You're like, yeah, I'm in the field working by then.
Yeah,
It's just, you know,
we're
it's
already.
insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, have you guys seen, because this is always my question, you know, when you get to homestead and you make things all natural, you butcher them, have you guys seen an increase in your guys' health and things like that from doing those, or is that just kind of like a bystander from never stopping and slowing down?
I think it's a kind of a mix of things. Josh actually had cancer years ago, and when that happened, I kind of became on a mission of like, and him too, of like what we're putting in our bodies and on our bodies is definitely something that we feel like contributes a lot to health and just the world today. And so just starting to change some of the habits that way, and then once we get out onto the farm, like we've done the whole large garden and then butchering the chickens and things like that, definitely impacts how you feel. The food that you're putting into your body definitely makes a huge difference on how you feel and what you're able to accomplish, your energy and things like that. But I definitely feel like it has.
I'll tell you, it's definitely also affected our children.
Yeah.
We are what they describe as an ingredient household.
Okay.
There is no pantry full of snacks.
Nope.
They've learned how to cook. Our 22-year-old lives on her own, and she's become a great cook. You know, they've learned techniques that it's been so funny as their friends have come over the years. They're like, let's heat up. We didn't have a microwave.
Oh,
And they're
really?
like, how do you eat? And our kids are like, yep, you get this stuff and you put it on the stove.
I'm one of those
butter
kids.
in
I
it.
didn't know how to cook until I met my wife our junior year of high school, and I never cooked a meal. My mom always cooked, and we moved out, went to college, we moved in together, and she kind of taught me how to cook, and I just never stopped. I do all the cooking in our house now, but I did not know how to cook a meal until I was like 19 or 20. So it's just one of those things where I kind of was that person who just had no idea for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, I'd go to make eggs, and my mom and dad would just be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm just here again."
Yeah.
Everything's burnt. Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
it's a lot of
It's really
fun.
It's a good way to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's burnt everything. You know, the kind of kid. My brother was the kid who put like the nuke up mac and cheese in, and he'd forget to put the water. So it,
Oh,
Our son
yeah.
did that.
We got one of those.
He did. He's much better now. But
Good,
yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's awesome. And so is there anything specific, and I want to talk a little bit about the farm at the end, but is there anything specific between your two businesses that you guys are really focusing in on to end the quarter good or get off to a good start next quarter? Like, what are your guys' main focuses or goals? Yes. All right. So, do you guys have any specific goals or anything you want to end the quarter with, or make sure you start fast on next quarter as far as what you're trying to accomplish for your individual businesses?
You know, as far as the flooring business goes, I've always only had one goal. I've never wanted the big business, and my goal is always just the smile at the end. You know, I don't run 5 jobs at a time. I run 1 job at a time. And my goal is just always a happy customer. Of course, making money is a plus. So
Yeah, we wouldn't do it
margins
for free.
Margins are always a thing that we're paying attention to. But no, my goal is 1 job at a time to an ultimate high level, and a happy customer in the end.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And what about you on your side, on the insurance side?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, for me, I definitely, one of the reasons that I decided to, when I was leaving corporate American Family and thought, you know, what am I going to do? Am I going to stay with insurance? Am I going to do something else? Along with the educating of people, was to make sure that we're protecting people. And that's in all aspects, right?
Yeah.
Not only their home and their auto, the things that they work hard for, but their life as well. And I think that's extremely important. And we learned from a very early age Josh was 27 when he was diagnosed with cancer. And if it was not for his grandmother purchasing him a juvenile life policy when he was younger, he's uninsurable at this point. And so now it's all about educating clients and making sure that they're aware of, you know, life can change in a matter of an instant. It just takes one thing to happen. And now you're uninsurable, your life changes forever, somebody, you know, something happens and that person passes away. And so many times when that happens, people are left in a very, very difficult position. With life insurance, you can leave a legacy. You can leave something for somebody to where it gives them time to grieve and not just have to dive back into the world and figure out their new normal. But now they have time to figure out their new normal because you have left them something. And so my goal has always been just educating people, but making sure they understand the importance of life insurance. And I'll tell people all the time, until you give me that hard, fast no, I'm going to keep bringing it up to you, because your family will never, ever come to me and say, Sam, why didn't you offer this to them? Because I will make sure that I have offered it to them and make sure that they understand
At least
importance of
11
it.
times.
Exactly. Like, until you get that hard, fast no, we're going to still, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still going to bring it up. And I mean, there's times people are like, Sam, you've already asked me that. I know, but you haven't told me no yet.
Exactly.
So, you know, and just understanding that, like, the life insurance piece of it can change your life in those hard and difficult and tragic times, and I think that's important.
Well, and I think, you know, my mom, you know, she passed away of cancer at 41 years old. She was getting ready to turn 42, and the only coverage she had was a rider of my brother's child policy that she put on there that I paid for, you know, and so we got it arranged. And it wasn't just something, she couldn't get anything else because she was sick for a long time, and then she got cancer on top of it, and it was something that $25,000 went a long way for my dad. But if that was $250,000, you know, his life would have been a lot different. And you know, luckily me and my wife were there to support any way we could, but not everybody has that opportunity. So I think your passion behind that's very clear from Facebook and your in-person conversations. I think that's amazing. So and this community needs that. So
They do.
They need it very, very much. So
Yeah, as long as you're focused on the communities, both your daughter and Spring Hill as well as Lewisburg here, I think you guys are going the right path.
yeah.
I mean, community focus is what we were all here for. That's what brought us to Miami County in the long
Right.
run. So,
Yeah, so let's take a look at this surprise you got for us and kind of talk about what, you know, maybe a goal of yours is. I know we talked a little bit about it before, but let's maybe put it into words and
oh, that's
see how
super
cute. Oh my gosh.
That's super cute.
Oh my gosh.
So, if you would tell us a little bit about our guest here that you have.
Well, this is our newest addition to the family. She's a little hungry right
She is,
now.
I can see her.
And, she does think that I'm mom, and
Yeah.
that's
A little
right
bit
now I am,
there.
so that's okay. But as we mentioned, like the farm is, we love all our businesses, we love people in general, but the farm is kind of our true passion.
Yeah.
Passion. And
Well, he's pretty fashionable.
yeah, he is. He's my little arm candy here.
Yeah.
But no, just as if we didn't have enough going on, you know, we're trying to open our passion up to other people. If anywhere around, you mentioned the lights on Broadway earlier this year. We had our horse Chanty Claus there for some photo opportunities, and it really stirred something in us to see the reactions from people. And we have the ability to bring things to people that we don't have, so that they don't necessarily have. So we are in the coming months working to open up our farm, Moonlight Haven.
Very cool.
Farms, to the public to come.
I like that name.
Enjoy our lifestyle a little bit, you know. Enjoy our chickens, enjoy our gardens, enjoy our baby goats. We have some young horses, we have some older horses. We would love to, without the expense being spent for a riding program and the boarding and the, you know, all that comes along with horse ownership, we would love for people to be able to come out and just get a little bit of that experience that they really can't get anywhere else. Learn a little bit about them, get some hands-on some animals, even get in a saddle if they feel comfortable with it, you know, and if they really feel comfortable with it, or if you have some experience, you know, we have an indoor and working on our outdoor arena to get people some actual time on a horse to ride around a little bit, see how comfortable you get. And
I think that's a huge
Cuddling baby
or
goats.
just
Collecting
or just
chicken
cuddling
eggs,
our
you know,
babies,
all of
you
it.
know,
Well, I think all of it's a lost art is what it is, and it's an experience that like my kids haven't got to experience. We have a lease down south near Centerville, and they have some pigs and cows, but it's mainly just trying to chase them enough to pet them. They haven't had any real live experience, you know, and so I think that's going to be awesome. And we'll definitely, if you get it up and running, you'll see us quite a bit, I think, because my wife is huge in animals. My kids love them. We don't have a place to take them, you know. We don't have our own ground right now, so that would be huge. And I think a lot of people would see a positive trend.
I think that's what we've found as we've talked to more people, and we've kind of brought about the idea was that so many times, like, you have to have a membership or a subscription or right, it's expensive. And I mean, just we want to come out for an hour and hang out on the farm and get that experience. And you never know. I mean, you might be that door for somebody else for their passion to shine, and then now they know what they're going to do for their life and things like that. So
it's a very unique spotlight you guys are bringing to the rural lifestyle and able to live vicariously through you guys. So
Well, I think you guys will get a lot of traffic if you get the name out. You know, that southern Johnson County, that wasn't always big city, and so a lot of the people who grew up there, they have some rural background, but they don't experience it as much, and I think they'll come down for that. And I think it's a good opportunity not only to spread some work, but maybe bring some of that money down to the county that, you know, will put better use to it, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So I think that's awesome. This has been an awesome conversation. I'm super excited to have you guys in. Man, it's adorable. Any closing remarks you guys might have, or any other questions Parker might have to kind of leave us on?
So for me, it's pretty simple. I mean, you guys are getting ready to run this in the coming months. How do we keep posted on what you guys have coming up? Because this is an awesome opportunity that I think the area might be excited about.
Well,
Definitely.
we do currently have an active Facebook page that we're just kind of getting up and going. We haven't posted a lot about the experience on there yet, more just of like things we do on the weekends or, you know,
What
with the
we're
babies
doing,
and
yeah.
things like that. But that's definitely one way that we will have it. We do have a website. It's not published yet. It's being built now. So that will be another avenue. And then we're just super big on word of mouth and you know, talking to people and getting people to be aware of what's available. So we're constantly saying, hey, this is where we're at. This is what we're doing, sort of thing. And so I think there's going to be a lot of different avenues to be able to keep up to what we're doing and when it's going to be available to actually come out to the farm and experience that.
That's super fun. And I heard one more exciting thing you guys got coming up. Our little one, our special guest, doesn't have a name yet. You guys want to give us something?
We want to encourage everyone to go to that Moonlight Haven Farms on Facebook. Look us up, give it a like and a follow, and we'll have some pictures on there of the babies, and give us some suggestions on what this guy's little name needs to be. It is actually a girl, if that helps.
It does. 'Cause I don't know how you tell the difference between it without getting
That's a whole other podcast.
I don't want to get out of
But awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today and our special guest. this has been a lot of fun learning more what you guys have to offer. Exciting times on the near future. And keep plugging away on everything currently. So,
Thank you. We appreciate your time as well, and we appreciate what you're doing for local businesses and for the area. Right? It's a great thing.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Keep growing.